But just for fun, let's hit the start button just to see if we hear anything fun. Nothing at all. We have no sound. So, WTF. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Welcome back to another episode of Nugent and Random Shenanigans as usual. So, we're going to start out with some John Chad book, as I have been doing lately. Open up to a random page and check out what random awesomeness we have in store for us. Here we go. All right, cool. Pinball and video games have a lot in common. Both are meant to be transportive. Transportive. That's a word you don't see too often. Transportive. You transport into the machine, and you are the machine. You are the game. You are the asteroid ship destroying asteroids. Is that what that means? And both offer players a taste of cutting-edge technology for an excessively low price. Ding! Oh, we've been on this page before. Can you believe that? Okay, let's just do another little flip of the page here. Let's just do this. Starting immediately, we're going to figure out an idea to take pinball into the new century, to breathe new life into it. And the idea was Pinball 2000. Boom. Cool. It's kind of... there's just so much cool stuff in here. To jump around from page to page is almost not doing it the justice it deserves. Look at that. I think I remember John Popaduke. The most promising direction was developed by John Popaduke, where a monitor would replace the back box of a pinball machine. I think that it was an actual machine design. Anyway, I should almost just start from the very beginning and do like one page every episode for the next 200 episodes, 200 pages. But I'm not going to do that. Anyway, there we go. That's how we're starting today with that awesomeness. We'll just stick that over there. Keep it nice and happy. And I got a box of boards today. Not today, but today we're going to open it and take a look. Oh yeah, I had Ray over on Friday, and I was talking about soundboards with him, and we busted this out and took a peek. And as mentioned in the description from the last video, bunch of capacitors were changed on the soundboard. And there they are. That little blue guy, these brown guys. This guy here, C1. And calibration of the tone generators happened. So it'll be interesting to see what Nugent sounds like now with this board in it and calibrated tones or generators or whatever they're called. I bet it's going to sound a little different. This I'm not going to be able to probably pull off very easily one-handed. Might be able to get this guy here. Okay, lamp driver board. Do you want me to open all these individually and check them out, or should I just install them all and then take a peek at them? Well, we can at least look at the lamp board. Doesn't really look much different. Did he even have to replace anything? I kind of forget. Lamp driver board replaced Q36, Q39. That's it. Reflowed the connectors. Excellent. Q36 and Q39. There's Q36 right in the middle. And Q39 over there. Okay, so in theory, if my connectors are good, I pop this board in, and those 4 light bulbs that aren't currently working will be working. So we'll find out shortly if it is the board that's the issue, or connectors, or sockets. Let's take a look at the solenoid driver, because it was a bit of a steaming pile when I sent it out to Brent, and it should be less steaming now. Oh, cool. I was wondering, I think I sent it with the old plastic guard, it was all yellow and crusty, and I was just kind of wondering if Brent was gonna send it back with a new guard. This little piece of tape there is fighting with me. And he did, so let's take a look at that. Yeah, see that? Oh, no, okay, it's maybe the same guard, but it's got plastic nylon caps on there instead of the old rubber ones that were broken off, or I can't remember if, did I ever take it off? Anyway, this is so you don't accidentally touch that metal there and die. And then he put the caution sticker on there, so that's pretty cool. I don't know, I was going to say all what he did to this, but we could easily read it. But it almost looks like new heatsink was applied, or maybe that's just old heatsink, but new capacitor there for sure. Oh, look, and that guy there looks new. And look, remember this transistor was leaking some goo out the side, and this resistor was crispy. So that has all been remedied. Let's take a look at that list again quickly. Replace C23. That's the big cap. C26. That's the smaller cap right there. So both of them are replaced. Beautiful. Q21. That BUX85G. What is that? Is that this? Voltage regulator? Q22 and Q23. Those would just be your regular transistors, I believe. Q. Am I right in assuming that? Q20. Here, let's look at this again. Q21, Q22, Q23. Those are the 2N3439s. A resistor, R51. Oh, that's probably that guy there. Yep, of course. All right, well, that is a nice and happy. Oh, and ground mods. I'll show you those. It's a nice and happy solenoid driver now. There's one. There should be, I think, 3. Oh, it's so subtle you can barely even notice. There's 2. And the other one should be right around the location of that big transistor. Should be the negative side of C23, I'm guessing. Oh, there's 2 jumpers there. I didn't even notice. There they are. Okay, cool. So that is going to be a happy camper now. And then the last board. So it's pretty cool. All the original boards will be back in the machine. All Stern boards. And some might argue that the original boards are better than the reproductions, especially after they've been serviced and future-proofed. If that's even a word. Proof it from traveling to the future. Okay, so there we got our CR2032 lithium battery. So that's pretty sweet. Oh, he did replace one of those AMI chips. I think it was made in here or here. There's still one AMI chip here, but he did not deem that in need of replacement, obviously. And what else did he do on the MPU? U8 socket. Oh, okay. That is U10, U9, U2, U6, U7, U8. Okay, so that's the 5101 RAM chip. So the RAM socket has been replaced. Maybe the RAM chip too. What else does it say? Okay, replace the U8 socket and U8. Okay, so the RAM 5101 chip was replaced. So that's like the memory. Q5. What is Q5? 2N4403. Q5. Oh, there it is. I found it quick. Oh, that's part of the reset section, I believe. So, okay. He knows what he's doing. I certainly do not. C13, U2 and U6 ROM leads. U6 ROM lead. Is that like something on the back? What is a ROM lead? I know I asked this before. I don't know what that means really. And then the battery upgrade kit. So there we go. All the boards are happy, tested, and 100%. So I'm going to install those, and then we'll see what happens next, especially with the sound. Oh, actually, Siegecraft LED adapters, I'll install them onto the lamp driver board before I even install this board. It'll just be easier, I think. Do it right on the table over there. And when we were doing a little bit of play testing on Friday, the top right pop bumper is still a little bit not registering on a slow hit on the top side and maybe the top right side, so I gotta adjust it just a little bit. And the left rebound switch adds to your bonus, but I think I just need to make that switch a little bit closer, so I'm not sure if it's registering. I'll test it. And then these are the 4 different lights that aren't working. We'll check those. My credit display has been fine ever since I just moved it. And incorrect coils for a couple of the flippers are, we talked about that in the last video, so we're okay with that. Anyway, that's what's going on. Oh, and also, Nugent has a brand new piece of glass. So the old one was pretty crappy, and I couldn't tell for sure if it was tempered or not. Is this the one? Yeah. Not bad, but tempered? Question mark. I think then when you have little weird chips like that, can you see that? There's more than one. I don't think tempered can chip quite like that. I could be wrong, but just the glass even feels a little bit heavier. Here, this bottom corner was the worst. Look at that. It's kind of hard to see, I know, but so it wasn't the worst glass in the world, but I just thought I would splurge. I only got 2 pieces of glass left. They're such a pain in the ass to purchase, transport, and store. So I'm hanging on to those for dear life. I'll be using them soon enough, I'm sure. But I decided to treat Nugent to a nice new piece of glass. So time to change out his guts, and I'll be back. All right, installed the solenoid driver first, turned on the machine, nothing blew up. Installed the CPU next, and it booted up. Installed the soundboard. I have not turned it on yet since then. And now I'm just working on the lamp driver, and thought I'd show you my pre-installation of the Siegecraft adapters. So one goes here, J1, J3, and on J2. They're all individually marked. You can't screw it up. J2, J2. Then you got this extra wire you got to connect to each connector. And then this goes to, I believe it's ground. I'll have to read the instructions. Like, you just clip it onto somewhere in the back box like that. Maybe it's controlled lamp bus. Maybe it's controlled lamp bus. I'll double check. But, so we'll stick this in, and, oh, the other thing I did was just made sure all the dip switch settings on this matched up what I had set the Alltech settings to, because I already went through all the settings in a earlier episode and didn't want to have to go through them all again, so I just matched the dip switches. So pretty close to powering this on, checking if our LED flicker goes away and what our sound is going to sound like, and if everything works, of course. So this is the old soundboard working, no problem with that really. So set that there for a rainy day, and put the rest of this back together again, and I will be back. Okay, here's the Siegecraft instructions. That photo is about almost an inch big, so it's a little bit small, a little bit faded. You got to change your ink there, Siegecraft. You're running a little low. Okay, this is what we want. Step 4. This part is critical, so please follow along precisely. You need to attach the alligator clip of the wiring harness to the common power wire supplying voltage to the controlled lamps in your back box. And basically tells you what the controlled lamps are. They're the ones that have individual wires going to them. They turn on, they turn off, and then they got a common wire. Your general illumination, do not hook up to there. And you can tell they're general illumination because they have the same wire on both sides. So that boils down to us connecting to something like that, okay? But it does say, for fun, to check the voltage of the line there to make sure you got good 5 volts. So I guess we're going to power it on. And we'll hear the tunes for the first time with the new soundboard. I'll kind of go low because that's where the speaker is. Let's see if there's any difference. We didn't hear any tunes this time. Why didn't we hear any tunes? Oh, my display is starting to glitch, you little bugger. It's like if you just push on it a certain way. I don't know if it's me touching it or not, but okay, it's back to not working. And the scores are at 150,000. Okay, so I'll have to clear the memory on the new CPU, just a good thing to do. But just for fun, let's hit the start button just to see if we hear anything fun. Nothing at all. We have no sound. So WTF. I didn't miss any connections. Hey, one thing I don't hear is the speaker buzzing, but I also don't hear anything at all. So I'll have to make sure I didn't screw up and miss a pin here. So that's 2 connectors. Oh, it's very possible I connected it wrong on the soundboard side. Maybe that's what I did. Okay, I'll have to check on that. Like pin 1 here is red. So I want to make sure that pin 1 is red over here, which it is. And then yellow is pin 32. Yellow is pin 32, so I don't think I screwed that up. Okay, well, let's check the 5 volts. Maybe something will go right. Okay, here we go. DC voltage. This line here. What do we got? Oh, good solid 6 volts actually. Excellent. So that's good. Okay, check out that flicker. Okay. As soon as I connect this, that should go away, I'm hoping. 3, 2, 1. Boom! There goes our flickerage. Okay, something did go right. Yay. Alright, I have to figure out what's going on with the sound. And, yeah, what happened? Why? I will double check my connectors. I'll triple check them. I know it's not the wires themselves because it worked on the old board, but I was going to say I have brand new sound cables if I need to, but that should not be the problem. But there's only one way to find out, just troubleshoot and do some more troubleshooting and then troubleshoot some more. So, hey, look, the display is happy again. Okay, so I gotta reset the memory and check on the sound. I'll be back. Okay, so I just took off the sound cables on the top there and made sure I had them in correctly. Then I turned on the machine and I got this. Okay, I think I like the old sound better. Let me, screw it, let's just hit the start button. I did clear off the memory, so you just keep hitting the red button and the coin door there. Once you get to the settings, and if you see if there's any numbers other than 0 on the screen there, on the displays, just hit the reset button. Like when I saw 150,000, just hit the reset button, advance the coin door. I want to squeeze that down, but I don't want to electrocute myself. It says danger, high voltage right there. So yeah, don't do that. Anyway, red button, black button, red button, black button. Do that until everything says 0. I managed to somehow not clear out the number of credits available though. Okay. Here we go. What? Isn't it supposed to do something when you hit the credit button too? I'm going to plunge the ball, see if we got any other sound. Nothing. Okay. Weird. Why would I get one chirp but nothing else? That doesn't make any sense. Okay. I will be back. Alright, I was just double checking on the settings. Dip switch, I think it was 8, is the one that gives you all the maximum chimes and melodies and whatnot. I just made sure that was on. I turned it on and off. Off and on, I should say. Still, I only get that chirp at the beginning of the game and nothing else. So here's the old soundboard. This will identify whether the new soundboard is being suspect or if something else. There we go. That's what I'm used to. Did you hear that? Okay. Sounds a little staticky, but that's just because it's louder than I've had it before. Oh, sorry. So, turn that down a bit.
No good, we're down to like $270.
We're down to $270.
Yeah.
We're losing money at our slot account. Well, bring it back up to $370.
I have to give up for now. It's not paying anything.
Oh, slots is.
When you come up, we'll do that.
Okie dokie. When I come up, we'll win lots of money.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, so obviously we got something kind of awry with the refurbished soundboard. I'll have to message Brent and see what he says, unless I can think of anything else I can try, but old soundboard works, so we can rule out pretty much everything. The cables aren't the issue, CPU's not the issue, the speaker's not the issue, speaker wiring's not the issue, has to be the board. But before we go too far, check this out. I already know the results of 2 or 3 of the 4 light bulbs. I think I see them all now. Bottom spinner light, spinner lit light, middle rollover light, and upper rollover light were the ones that were not working. But, boom, 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 and no, boom, but unboom, we lost a light. Special is not working. So I will have to, it's probably, I'll check the connector and the wire for that guy there. Should almost put a different color light here for the spinner lit, like maybe green or purple or something just fun to indicate that the spinner is ready to rip for thousands. But yeah, so basically all 4 of those bulbs we can cross off the list, but then we have to add on special bulb. All right, we'll be back. All right, I sent a message to Brent. We'll see what he says. In the meanwhile, got the lamp driver schematics. We gotta find out where the special light is. Okay, I glanced at it briefly, but I did not find it yet. Do you see special? Highest score match, ball and play, 3x rollovers, advance, collect, shoot again, extra ball, 3 bank target spec, special, there it is, 3 bank target spec. That's why I couldn't find it. So that's a brown, blue wire. Pin 24 on J1. And let's see if we can follow this. Q1. Okay. Why does Q1 have a little star beside it? It's MCR 106. Okay. Oh, those are the bigger, fancy ones. You little bugger. Well, I'm sure I have both. Okay, so remember this. Brown, blue, J1, 24, Q1. Can you remember all that? All right, I'll go check that out and I'll report back. Okay, that's J1. You can't tell because there's a sticker over top of it, but it is J1. See, pin 28 is posted right there. So we go down a few and look, we see our brown blue wire, and just kind of like manipulated that a little bit. Boom, special light. So if that poses to be a problem, I will repin that. But I'll give it a play testing for a while first and see. Just needed a little reseating. And I believe we can at least check off all light bulbs off of the list. Isn't it so nice when they don't flicker? I may just change that bulb to something fun, because there's too much yellow here already. So that should be blue. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? Blue, maybe? One blue LED. Just to indicate you should rip this shit right now. So there's that special bulb. Oh, the left rebound switch is this guy right here. See how he advances? Wait, 300 advance? Does that mean it's advancing your score 300? Or 300 points plus advance bonus? So this says 3 advance when lit, so 3 advance bonus. So I'm assuming that does mean just advance your bonus and 300 points. This says 5,000 points advance bonus and lights return lanes. And look here, 3 advance on this rollover. Doesn't really, oh yeah, look, 3 advance on this rollover. So it'd be kind of fun to just sort of rinse and try and flip under that flipper a few times just to build up your bonus. And this rollover is 100 points and lights the top left and right lanes. So this button does the same as this button. Except, oh yeah, and it's worth 100 points too. So same thing. Okay, cool. Well, I will see what Brent says about the sound, and I'll probably set my replay values so that once you get 10,000 points, you get a free game. That's the only way to really put this on quote-unquote free play. Well, it's not the only way, but it's the way I like to go. You can... People sometimes wire up the start button to the coin switch so that when you press start, you're actually triggering a credit at the same time. So there's that way to do it. And sometimes there's a cheater button installed. I always forget to really pay attention to the cheater buttons until I pack up the machine. I'm like, oh, there was a cheater button there the whole time. Once I have the machine stood up on its butt. Yeah, so... Oh, this was my old notes for that lamp driver board, which I now know does not work perfectly. So I'll update my notes for this board. Okay, I shall report back. Okay, I was just installing the dampening foam there for the knocker, so it's not as obnoxious. Like my view there. There we go. That shouldn't be so loud. And then I didn't notice this before, but there's a burn mark right there. What do you think that was from? Here's my theory. Got the old operator in 1978 kind of coming into the arcade with a cigarette in hand. Got to fix the problem. Maybe it's 1979 because, knew it was working fine for a while. He opens the coin door. Doesn't know where to put his cigarette. He puts it right here. and then somehow, I don't know, it gets banged off, rolls up a few inches, and burns the cabinet. That's my theory. What do you think about that? Yeah, check that out. I normally adjust these pretty well when I'm putting the plastics back on and rubbers, but it's gapped pretty far apart, so well, there's my problem. I'm not getting as much bonus as I should be. Easy fix though with my switch tool. Alright. Who's this guy? Is that Nugent as well? And this guy's Nugent. And this guy's Nugent. I guess they're all Nugents. That would make sense. But let's get this guy adjusted a lot closer. It's hard to see on this angle, but it might actually still be touching. There we go. Alright, I'll make sure that's happy and then put the plastic back on. Alright, so I just kind of redialed in my pop bumper switch. Tried to get the skirt point a little more centered on the spoon, and then re-cleaned the switch. And this pop bumper is now behaving as it should. This switch is behaving as it should now. Sound, I tried to just pop the soundboard back in and it's still misbehaving as it shouldn't. I messaged Brent and he said he's not exactly sure because this board actually worked when I sent it to him. And he just needed to change some caps and dial in the frequencies on these bad boys. He did suggest maybe trying new ribbon cables, although these work with the other board, so I guess I'll try some new ribbon cables. I have a brand new set just to rule that out to be safe. And so I was just kind of packing up my All-Tech test board for the next Stern project that I get, whatever that may be. And then I remembered I was missing one of those clock jumpers on the other All-Tech board I have. One of these guys was missing. And I asked Brent if he actually had any of those. And good thing I just remembered now. He said that he completely forgot to include them in the package, so he taped them to the outside of the box. So, check it out. He sent me 3 2-pin jumpers. Glad I didn't ship this box out. So now I have a couple sparesies. Thanks, Brent. Okay, I finally found my new ribbon cables. I think I got them maybe from Docent Electronics, possibly. Oh no, I think it was actually Weebly. Weebly, is that Andrew Spittler? I think that's his site. Think I got them from him, which means it's much more potentially reliable and trustworthy. Okay, I don't think honestly it's going to make any difference, but I'm going to rule it out either way, right? Here comes our little squelch. Oh, we didn't even get a squelch that time. Okay, let's hit the start button. I put 40 credits on. And nothing. Not quite as fun without sound, right? I got the red on pin 1. I didn't miss any pins. Like, look at this. And I matched it over here. So now I guess I can connect these cables up to the new, the old soundboard. The new soundboard. No. The Corey soundboard. We'll call it that. Corey soundboard, Brent soundboard is the one that came with the machine. So I guess I can hook the Corey soundboard up to the Andrew Spittler cables and see if that works, just to prove that the cables are not an issue. All right. Corey soundboard attached with the new ribbon cables. And our sound is back. Start again. Okay. We can safely say something on this soundboard is awry. What it is the question we're going to have to try and figure out next. Okay, let's talk about this lockout coil. I kind of understood the concept of it, but I think I'm getting it a little bit more now. Is that original little wire thingamajiggy, or is that somebody added that on? Should we try and cram the wires into there? I don't know if that's original or not. Anyway, so this coil is to prevent people losing quarters or putting in quarters into the machine if it already has the maximum number of credits in there. So right now it's set to 40 credits max. So if there's 40 credits in there and you go to put in a quarter, this will be engaged. Okay, let me start from scratch. I believe once the maximum number of credits is achieved, that is when this coil kicks on, which will pull in this bar, like so, okay? And it'll just hold it there. And I believe what this bar does is diverts the quarters from going through the coin switch, and it diverts them into the coin return so that you don't lose a quarter. After the max number of credits is there, you can't put in any more credits. So this is the coin lockout coil. This is good for arcade, but in home environment, not so much. So what happens is, well, I'm setting it to 40 credits max just to have maximum number of credits in there so that I never run out of credits, kind of setting it to free play. But I noticed that now this coil is starting to engage because I'm at max credits. And oftentimes it just makes a loud buzzing noise and just annoying. And also, you know, being engaged as long as it does, you can see it heats up. It's not really a bad thing, but there's really no point in having this coil engage, heat up, and rattle and buzz. So I've cut the wire to it right there on that lug, and I zip tied it into the harness. And so this will never engage, it never needs to, and it won't make any buzzy noise. I've done that on many other machines before, but yeah, it's starting to turn on now. But I thought it was supposed to turn on at max credits. I was pretty sure of that, but I double checked. And I'm only at 37 credits. But maybe I was at 40 when I tested it. Anyway, that will no longer engage and be annoying. So that is done. Oh, pretty much also, everything is off my to-do list. To-do, Nugent. Sound is still in question. Waiting to hear back from Brent. I told him about the ribbon cable situation. So I'm just using the Corey board, which we know works. And all the other boards are now good. And the Siegecraft adapters. So The only thing really left on this machine is when I get my flipper rebuild kit, I'll do those guys, and just a little more play testing and dialing in. And this thing should be good to go. So I think that's going to wrap up this video. Yeah, I think I might hang on to this game for a little bit. I know, Jeff Knight, you were kind of sniffing around today, saying this game would look good in your other rock pinball machine collection, and you are probably very right. But not sure my plans for this guy yet. Kevin is building a 50 by 20 arcade in his backyard, and he may need some help populating some space, so this could very well end up there, although it's still months away. So we will see, but that is going to be the end of this one, and I guess I'll probably do one more video about flipper rebuilds, and then it will be the gameplay video, and that will be awesome. So stay tuned. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Okay, a couple seconds of bonus footage here. I put the back glass back on, the glass, played some test games, and then remembered the front coin door was a little bit, like the front coin door area was a little chewy, so I just did a bad color match and touched up some of the blue and red, so that chunk is not missing, or it's still missing, but it doesn't look as bad. And same with little red there, and so there we go. The front of Nugent looks a little bit better now.